Can I have some
Shoutcasts. Generals, gentlemen. Hello, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I am doing something absolutely crazy because I am casting a Starcraft 2 match. I am PwnageMachine and I come from a series of Command & Conquer Generals shoutcasts. So this is definitely going to be a huge change of pace for me because Starcraft 2 compared to Command & Conquer, it's a lot more macro focus, it's a lot more economy, whereas CNC games are usually more micro, so it's a different focus of what to cast, what to actually talk about. You got to really kind of follow their tech tree, mention what they're doing by their buildings, and that's gonna be a problem for me because I don't really know that much about like super high end grandmasters, actually, like all the strategies and that sort of thing. I'm just a diamond scrub and I play Terran, so that's why I picked the TVP match, is because I know quite a fair bit about TVP. So hopefully I won't sound too derpy when I say stuff and it is a completely wrong thing. Hopefully you'll like me for my personality and my charisma. So here's hoping. So today we have a match between EmpireKas and aTnSocke on Metropolis. I think it's Metropolis. The point is, it's going to be a good game because it was on some really popular Team Liquid thing, whatever. Anyway, so nothing fancy just yet. I'm probably gonna spend the entire time making comparisons to generals. People are gonna hate me for it, but hey, I do what I want. Okay, so from the Terran, nothing crazy just yet. Likewise, nothing crazy from the Protoss just yet. The thing is with Starcraft is it's usually a very slow beginning. The thing is with like Command & Conquer is that there's usually a lot more early aggression, so you can talk about that, whereas with Starcraft not much really happens that early, so that's why you always see, just kidding because the SCV almost dies, that's why in Starcraft you always see the shoutcasters spend the first like 5 minutes talking about the players' play styles as well as like what they've done in previous games, whereas if I don't know what they've done in previous games, if I don't know the players, then it's kind of hard for me to just improvise crap for the first 5 minutes until something actually happens. Early expo going down, he scout it though, so now he knows the early expo, no surprise at all. The Marine does completely gun down the probe. Stutter stepping makes you look heroic, it does, so there's probably going to be an expo as well. Yeah, there we go. Wait, doesn't money for it. Yeah, it's at the moment the meta, as I'm sure all of you obviously know, people just rush their early expansions straight away. Whereas it was funny because before doing this game, I got a replay. It was the rank 1 game in the Hall of Fame for GameReplays.org. It had like 300 wobs, which is a lot. And the thing is with that is it was a really popular game, so I opened it up and then I didn't realize it was from 2010. And I was like, why is no one fast expanding? What is this madness? And then the Protoss like rushed. It was a starport rush with Phoenix against. It was like a 1-1-1 build, and it was really weird. And I'm like, hang on a minute, this game can't be recent. And I looked at 2010, and whoops. So I figured I would try and cast a more recent game. This one's from like a week ago, so you can definitely tell going by the meta, what they're doing. Early expo into 4 barracks. Wow, that is absolutely what I do. I love going like a 4 or 5 barracks aggression against Protoss. It's really good because I'm calling day 9. I'm going to completely quote day 9 because going for really early barracks pressure, it really forces them into ballsing out a really heavy Stalker army. And every Stalker they're building, it's churning through all of their gas, and so the more Stalkers they build, like it's going to have to delay their tech. Oh, the Stalker's probably going to survive. Yeah, movement speed's fantastic on the Stalkers. Yeah, every Stalker you make them build, so now he's going to be ballsing out a lot of gateways and Stalkers against this Marine push. It really delays their tech, so they can't rush a Colossus or Templar really early. Oh, just kidding, because here comes a Robo facility. Wow, if he can actually push against that, he can really probably take him out of the game, because, 1 gateway, you just cannot hold up against 4 barracks. So he's gonna probably won't realize it until time. If he can, yeah, more gateways coming down now. He definitely needs to get in and do some damage, but he doesn't know that, he's got Robo. So looking at work account, I don't know why. People always do it, so I figure, hey, I'll do it as well. Work account. Oh, wow, I'm terrible at this. Yeah, 31 to 26. That's okay. Because Chrono means that they get a higher number of probes against Terran, but they have mules, so it makes up for it. So yeah, a lot of Marines, just so many Marines. He's getting his gas now, so here comes some upgrades. because Marines without upgrades are terrible. Okay, so the Stalkers are trying to kite down and take down some Marines. They're doing a fantastic job because he hasn't gone through his shield much, so he's managed to take out like 2 Marines without actually losing much health. So he comes to Marine push now. He's going to have to defend against it. He's going to probably pull some probes to take down all of these Marines because there's that many against such a few amount of Stalkers. We're just kidding because they get warped. Oh no, more Marines coming. Okay, wow. So yeah, the probes are getting killed. He's losing probes, but the Marines are losing so many of them. It's probably actually working at this stage. He's going to have to try and chrono out some Stalkers. It's going to be a huge blow against all these probes he's losing. He's going to kill some Stalkers, but oh wow, keeping the Stalker alive. There it goes. Almost died. Beautiful micro there, keeping these Stalkers alive. Oh wow, okay, there goes. Yeah, that many more Marines, just sending them a wave of expendable troops. Best thing to do. Because yeah, now he can't actually tech up, he just has to churn out Stalkers. That's really delaying his tech. And then the idea is that you get above tech and that you get like a starport out really early, which he is getting a factory, which is a pretty good thing to have because he can't get a Colossus for ages. He needs to get the Robo Bay, and then he needs to get the upgrade, and he needs to build one. So it's good because not only has he now lost, he's actually above in Harvesters. Good thing I checked. So now he's managed to kill Harvesters as well as really keeping them in a gateway heavy army. Fantastic. Yeah, Stalkers are trying to get the map control now. He really wants to deny the scouting. So he's going to try and hold it. He's going to be caught by the concussive shells. He doesn't actually take concussive shells. Good, because otherwise he would have lost those Stalkers. Concussive shells. Poops on Marauders. Getting a stim now. Yes, good. You need stim. Bio without stim is bad against anything apart from, like, entirely Stalkers. Okay, so here comes a 3rd command center. Good. He can, if he gets that running, then he'll be in a very good position. 3 command centers against 2 Nexus, especially when you have a high Marine. So yeah, it actually really put him above that Marine push. And as I said, that's why I do it, because I followed one of Day 9's dailies. I forget who does it. Some pro who does it, and then everyone copies it. It's such a good thing to do because you can really catch them out off guard if they're not prepared for it, which he wasn't. You really have to waste all your chronos on gateway units, and you can't chrono up like probes because you can really churn out units. So he got another push now. Another push is coming up to his base, but he has a lot more zealots and sentries, so he can force field out of this really well. Oh, Colossus! Oh no, bad timing. They're catching out some of those Marines in that force field, and Colossus will rip through those Marines, but he doesn't actually have the range upgrade, so you can kite that really hard without the range. Yeah, Colossus without the range is terrible. They really need the upgrade. Here we go. It's coming, but that's such a slow upgrade. You might need to chrono that to get that in time, but he did manage to ward off that push, and that was good. Sending this Marine now to scout this 3rd base. You definitely want to have a Marine or an Observer so you when they're expanding, which I think the Protoss actually probably did. How do I sort of play it? There we go. Yeah, he did manage to scout that command center, which is good. So he's got the Colossus now. He can really kind of push out once he gets that upgrade of range. So he's going to pumping out more Colossus, pumping out more gateway units. Surprise, building turrets. Probably. Oh, here we go. Killing rocks. I heard gunshots and got excited, but no, it's only killing rocks. Getting the orbital before you launch it, that's good because it means by the time you're flying, you actually get more energy. I think it's like 25 energy, depending on how far it is. Okay, so he's building a really forward pylon. Good, because warp gates, are kind of pretty good. So you always want to put forward pylons in a very hard to find position. So medevacs now, Marine shields up. I should probably be looking at the engineers. Yeah, he's got +1 on weapons, and Protoss has nothing. He has no forges because of how behind in gas he was because of their early aggression. So he's going to probably push against these bunkers now, but he's such a strong army there, I don't think he'll do any good. He really needs to get this Colossus and actually siege that bunker and outrange it. Oh wow, pulled so many SCVs. Going to repair the bunker probably. So he comes to push now, force fielding all of those Marines away. Oh wow, it's completely cutting off that army, and now he's getting ripped through by the splash damage of the Colossus. This bio is absolutely melted by the Stalkers and the Colossus. That was a fantastic force field, but there's just that many more units that he can actually just muzzle his way through this push. Oh wow, that is doing a fantastic push, not losing any of his Colossus there. He has absolutely 0 Vikings. I think he had like 1. You really need Vikings against Colossus, because otherwise bio just get melted. So he's actually making this push really work for him. Oh no, a Warp Prism! That's going to absolutely hurt, because he's going to have to send away some of his army to defend against that, and that's going to be potentially dangerous. So the Colossus are getting... Yeah, he's trying to focus down these bunkers, but there's so many repairing. But he's losing all his Harvesters now, but he's still above in Harvesters. So the Vikings are actually poking down these Colossus, but there's that few of them against that many Stalkers that he won't actually do much good. He comes a War Prism now, can drop off some Zealots now. That's going to be very good, because he actually retreat some units. Here we go, here comes a retreating, nothing's retreating. probably doesn't realize just yet, gunning down the reactor. That's actually really important, because then he can only build one Viking at a time, so he can't deal with the Colossus. Well, that's clever. Okay, another push now, but he's got no Zealots now. He can't meat shield against these army. He's walking some more Zealots against the Marauders. So another push now. That many Marauders is muscling through all of these Stalkers, but the Colossus are really keeping alive. So many kills on these Colossus, they're keeping them alive. Very good micro by Colossus. Taking down a reactor, that's going to be a huge blow, because he can probably just keep building up Stalkers, and he won't have enough Vikings to actually deal with these Colossus. But he has no third base, so that's going to be interesting, as he's actually behind in workers. So the Stalkers are being killed by these Marauders. That bunker is proving so useful against this army, so he actually should probably retreat that. But the thing is, though, is despite the fact that he has harvesters, is like, there's like 10 of them that actually aren't harvesting, so all of this aggression is good because it's depriving him of his mining time. The Stalkers are they're 2 behind. Yeah, so all these FCVs are dying because they're clumped up so high. He's losing so many harvesters. Oh no, that was terrible. I think that's it. Yeah, he's got such a small army against all of these Colossus that he can't really defend. He needs more Vikings, but he can't because he lost his reactor. So he's going to push his way through this bunker. He lost to all of these FCVs that even on 3 base he was actually behind the harvesters. Yeah, such a huge death ball of Stalkers and Colossus against this Terran army of nothing. Nothing is a bad thing to have. Yeah, so this is game. There's obviously nothing else he can do against such a huge army. So yeah, GG there. That was actually pretty intense, those pushes. It's hard to tell which way it's going to go, because it really just comes down to those force fields. GG, yeah, there we go. That was an intense game, because it basically, I think it just came down to those force fields. Like, if he didn't actually micro those force fields, he could have lost those Colossus. He could have lost a lot more Stalkers than he did. And if he did, then he would have really been behind because of the fact that he had the 3rd base against EmpireKas, against Socke, sorry. So the other good thing to note is, yeah, killing that reactor on that starport was actually a very, very important thing to do, because then he just couldn't balls out enough Vikings to actually deal with those Colossus, because that was his. Looking at the kills, oh my god, 24 kills, 25, 29. Wow, that is a lot of kills against, like, Marines, Marauders, SCVs. So definitely good work dropping against the reactor. And it's funny to see Protoss drop against Terran, where usually you see a lot of medevac aggression against a Protoss, but because he had 3rd base against 2, it means you really couldn't afford to. He would have had his army stretched way too thin. So you don't really drop if you're above in bases, you drop if you're behind in bases, and you harass them to catch up. So definitely good micro there by Socke. Yeah, managing to force field and really just churn through all of this bio death ball with those Colossus. Wow, that was actually fun. So I probably do some more Starcraft 2 casts, because I really enjoyed that. So if you enjoyed my shoutcasting, yeah, I do a series for Command Generals called The Generals Gentlemen. So I'll send a link in the description anyway, but you can check it out if you like the game. It's pretty good fun, Command & Generals, because it's a lot more of an active playstyle compared to Starcraft. There's a lot more aggression. There's a lot more constant battles, whereas Starcraft 2 is a lot slower. There's a lot more macros, a lot more economy. But occasionally, obviously, you see games that are exceptions. Like this one was a really fast, constantly, battling, which I like to see. Makes me look familiarized with my my strategy of Starcraft. Where because I'm a Command & Conquer player, it means I be really aggressive as Terran. All right, well, until next time, PwnageMachine signing off.